Hi, and welcome back to Plating It with Wendy, where I share with you recipes which impress with ease. Today let's make my favorite baked cannelloni, where each savory crepe is filled with a creamy mixture of ricotta cheese and spinach and topped with a smooth bechamel and tomato sauce. So now let's get started. Let's start by making the batter for the crepes. For that I'm going to be using 2 eggs. Wow, this is the first time I'm ever seeing an egg crack lengthwise. Let me know in the comments whether you've ever experienced this. Let's just break that down. To that I'm adding 200 ml of milk. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. To this we're going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour, but we're going to add it very gradually. While adding the second cup, you're going to alternate by adding in some water. We're going to add water depending upon the consistency. I think around 250 ml is normally what is required, but I'm going to play it by ear and see what works best. To this, let's add some salt and some pepper. So this is the right consistency, and I've added totally 250 ml of water. When the pan is heated, just drop in a blob of butter, about a teaspoon, and swirl it around so that it coats the base of the pan. Now let's make the crepes. For that I'm using a ladle to pour the batter onto the pan, and I'm giving it a good swirl so that the batter covers the base of the pan. When you notice the edge of the crepe leaving the sides of the pan, you know it's time to flip it. So now let's grab our spatula and flip it over. Ah, that's perfect. Now let's continue making the crepes till we finish the batter. Now that our crepes are ready, let's start preparing our spinach. I'm going to be using 3 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to finely chop them, and 2 shallots. To a heated skillet, I'm going to add some butter, about 1 tablespoon. And when it's melted, I'm going to add in the shallots and the chopped garlic together. That's because I don't want the garlic to burn. So we're just going to cook this now a little bit till the shallots sweat and the garlic loses its raw flavor. To this, let's add the spinach. I'm adding pre-washed baby spinach. If you're using regular spinach, you might want to chop it a bit. And we're going to cook this down now till it wilts a bit. I'm going to season this now with some salt and some freshly ground pepper. Now that most of the spinach has wilted, I'm going to take it off the heat because the rest will just wilt in the heated pan. I transferred the spinach to a bowl so that it could cool down faster, and I'm going to add to it about 5 or 6 leaves of basil, finely chopped. This is going to give it a nice fresh flavoring. To that, let's add the ricotta cheese. I'm putting about 500 grams to start with, and then we'll see whether we need to add any more, but I think 500 should be good. Just going to mix it in with this. And we'll put about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Just going to eyeball that. I think that should be about 1/4 cup. And some freshly cracked black pepper. Now we'll give that a good mix. Now we're going to keep the spinach ricotta mixture aside, and we're going to start on the bechamel sauce. To make the bechamel, we're going to use equal proportions of butter and all-purpose flour. I'm using 1/4 cup of butter or 55 grams, and to that I'm going to be adding 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. We're just going to stir it in and cook it down till the raw flavoring of the flour goes away. And actually we're just making what they call a roux. To the roux we're going to start gradually adding the milk. Keep whisking all the time. I've added 500 ml of milk to this and I'm just going to cook it down now and wait till it thickens a little bit. Now that the bechamel is nice and smooth, I'm going to transfer it from using a whisk to a spatula. And I'm going to season this now with some nutmeg, about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and just a little bit of salt because the Parmesan cheese is also going to be salty. And we're going to cook it down now till it reaches the consistency that we are looking for. Now that the bechamel is coating the back of a spoon, we know it's ready. So now let's take it off the heat. Now let's start assembling our cannelloni. For that I'm going to be putting a tomato sauce at the bottom. I'm just using a ready-made sauce for this. Now we're going to start assembling the crêpe. For that we're going to take some of the ricotta spinach mixture and fill it up inside. And then I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese on it and some mozzarella cheese. And now we're going to roll this up and place it in our baking tray. With the spinach mixture, I was able to fill 8 crêpes, and that was just right for the 9x13 baking pan that I'm using. Now we're going to top this with our bechamel. And make sure you spread it out and cover the entire top. Now I'm just going to put some more of the tomato sauce on the top. We're going to give one final touch of the Parmesan cheese on top of this. About 2 tablespoons, I think this should be. And some more mozzarella. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of parsley, dried parsley on the top. Now let's pop this delicious baby into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes. I baked this for 30 minutes and then I broiled it for about 2 minutes. This is one cheesy goodness and I cannot wait to taste it. Oh crap! Oops! That's really delicious and you're definitely going to want to try this one. If you're new to my channel or haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit on the bell icon to get a notification every Friday when I upload new videos. If you enjoy watching my videos, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me your comments below. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. The information is in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.